What role have mentors played in your career journey, and who have been some of your mentors?
It's an interesting question because part of my response is that I've tended to want to go things alone. I mean, I kind of tried to make career choices both as a consultant and certainly as an academic where the people who were monitoring and looking at what I was doing mostly would let me do my thing and kind of go off and run. And so in some ways I've tended to shy away from kind of a really close mentor-mentee relationship with anyone. But at the same time, I kind of realized there's certainly been more kind of the classic mentors. My goal's mostly been kind of to have a relatively large collection of people that I feel comfortable going to. So as opposed to just having one or two people whose opinion, right, I mean, kind of leveraging the power of that network, the sense that I feel like I can ask this person who's really good at one thing for advice on one topic and somebody else advice on another topic, both to capture their expertise, but also to not overburden them, to make them feel like they're somehow responsible for me as a career, in a career way. It's kind of allowed me to maintain what I think is a very strong network of kind of senior people who I trust and who I think know me pretty well, who I can ask questions of. But as I think about it, and that's certainly been the case, there's also been the fact that I've relied very heavily on a peer network for mentoring. I've really tended to collect a number of peers and colleagues who I trust a lot, who I really believe in, and whose advice I value immensely. And so I've been very focused on continually using that kind of a network to get advice, both on how to develop papers or how to teach classes, but also career paths and what you want in a job and managing work-life balance and things like that. I think, in many ways, the lack of experience these people have, they're in the same boat that I am, but the fact that they're going through it at the same time kind of makes for that ability to kind of get knowledge from them really, really helpful.
Do you think that there's a trend sort of from that old model of the mentor who's older and wiser to more of a network peer situation?
So I think it is. I think there's probably two reasons that maybe drive that to some extent. One is somewhat more technology driven in the sense that it used to be a lot more difficult to stay in touch with people that weren't right near you. And so you needed to have a mentor who was nearby and accessible that you could get a hold of. And now between travel and Skype and email and everything else, you can maintain mentor relationships kind of across a longer distance, even if you never see each other on a regular basis. And I think that's led people to collect the people that they want to trust and keep in touch with them. But the fact is, you're not going to maintain the same kind of depth of relationship over email or Skype as you are face to face. And the substitution then it mostly becomes, well, I'll have this person for this and that person for that, and kind of manage it that way. I think the other main force that drives this is we've seen, certainly in kind of the academic side of things, but in the business world too, a lot of the silos are breaking down. A lot of the ability to segment things off and look at things as being modular and where you can truly specialize and just have one deep area of knowledge, that no longer seems to work quite as well. And as a result, people can't rely upon the one deep expert who knows their space. They may have to find a collection of experts to kind of rely upon and work from in order to get the advice that they need.